Let's go, Cuddlepie, said Snugglepot, dancing with excitement. It is time for our lesson. Do you really think we will be able to paddle our own boats? Asked Cuddlepie. As sure as nuts have caps, said Snugglepot, pulling on his friend's hand. The Wattle babies had promised to show Snugglepot and Cuddlepie how to paddle across the creek. Wattle babies are very good teachers, as they are always so cheerful and encouraging. It was a warm spring afternoon, and the nuts were glad when they reached the cool creek, lined with shady peppermint gums. There they are. Snugglepot pointed at the brightly colored Wattle babies down at the creek bank. The friendly frogs were helping them with the boats. Hello, Bright Eyes. Snugglepot and Cuddlepie called out when they saw their gumnut friend waiting for them. Are you ready to set sail? Asked Bright Eyes after their lesson. I suppose so, said Cuddlepie with a frown. The boats look awfully small. Bright Eyes laughed. Don't worry, Cuddlepie. These canoes are made from the finest seed pods. They are perfectly watertight. Just then, some of the Wattle and Baronia children began climbing onto swings. Spun from the strongest spider silk, they hung from the low-lying branches of the river gums. The children swung out far over the creek, letting go to plunge into the rippling water below. Splash! It was a wonderful game that had them shrieking with laughter. Just remember not to stand up in your boat. Bright Eyes called out as Snugglepot and Cuddlepie settled into their canoes. The nuts followed Bright Eyes out across the creek. Wait for me, Cuddlepie shouted as he went round in a circle. You need to paddle on both sides, called Bright Eyes, laughing. Watch me. Once he got the hang of paddling, Cuddlepie started to enjoy bobbing across the water. Snugglepot was also enjoying gliding across the water. This is the life. There was a commotion as a paddleboat went by, churning up the water. A family of lizards was pedaling the large wheel with their long, strong legs. Look, it's Mr. Lizard, said Cuddlepie. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Lizard. He waved. But the lizards were too busy laughing to notice the little gumnut. Cuddlepie stood up to attract their attention. Mr. Liz, whoa! Shouted Cuddlepie, wobbling dangerously in the wash of waves. He lost his balance and fell out of his canoe, head first, disappearing into the water with a gentle plop. Splish! Splash! Splosh! The Baronia and Wattle babies continued with their noisy game and the paddleboat swished around the bend. There was so much going on, the lifeguards didn't notice Cuddlepie had fallen into the creek. Luckily, someone else had noticed. Reaching the other bank, Snugglepot was now clutching one of the spider-web swings. Hold on, Cuddlepie! Snugglepot shouted to his friend as he jumped. Swoosh! Snugglepot swooped across the water, reaching down and stretching out his hand. Got you! He cried, pulling a very wet gumnut out of the creek. I'm soaked from my head to my toes. Cuddlepie spluttered, sailing through the air. Everyone gasped as Snugglepot gently dropped him onto dry land. I don't think boating is for me. Cuddlepie shivered as Snugglepot wrapped him in a warm leaf. The air grew chilly as the sun began to set, so Bright Eyes built a crackling campfire. You will be dry and toasty in no time, he told his wet friend. The group joined Cuddlepie around the warm fire and roasted some delicious seeds for their supper. Cuddlepie was beginning to feel a bit better now, he had some yummy honey tea inside him. Everyone was talking about Snugglepot's daring rescue of Cuddlepie. The way you came flying through the air was simply rippling, said a young frog admiringly. You got there so quickly. It was treetop, said a Baronia baby. Bright Eyes laughed. What an adventure you have had. I didn't expect anyone to do any fishing today. I think I landed the catch of the day, said Snugglepot, hugging his friend and smiling. Everyone roared with laughter, Cuddlepie loudest of all.